don't know if any of you are Apple products people, but I had always operated off of Microsoft Windows forever. I had always just, had a Motorola or Nokia phone. And in 2008, we made a switch to an Apple laptop because the guy at Best Buy said this was the best product. In 2009, I made the switch to an Apple iPhone. Oh my God, I was freaking out. I couldn't even figure out how to make a call on my phone the very next day after I bought an iPhone because I woke up late because my alarm didn't go off because I obviously didn't know how to set it. I was trying to, set up QuickBooks for our business in 2008 and couldn't even figure out how to open anything on Apple. In both instances, I asked the two different people who were familiar with, Apple iPhones or an Apple, computer, and they're just like, give it some time. Let it absorb. They kind of gave me some pointers, and they basically said, Apple is very simple. It's like, dumb it down. You're overcomplicating it. Okay, so this is how I liken 21 Day Fix. There's several people out there who use spreadsheets, food journals, calorie counter apps, and try to keep track of what they were eating. Even counting calories through Weight Watchers. And, I know lots of people who do that and will continue doing that and have great results, but just not everybody has the time or the patience or dedication to do that. I myself have tried using calorie counter apps, food journals, and, whatnot. And, it doesn't even last barely a week because life gets in the way. It gets really annoying and nobody wants to live a life like that. The biggest problem that a lot of people have is, maybe not necessarily a lot of people do know what healthy eating is, but they don't know how to keep their portions in the right size or to maintain a balanced diet. This is one thing that I've learned recently is that the way you eat and what you eat and how much you eat of each, food group has everything to do with your cravings, your energy, and your ability to get through the day, and especially your workouts. If you are not fueling yourself correctly, even if you are thinking you're eating healthy, you may not be maintaining a balanced diet, and this will affect every part of your life. It's hard for people to wrap their head around it, but hopefully if you've bought 21 Day Fix, that this is the beginning to a new journey for you. So one thing that I found is in February, I had tons of people purchase the 21 Day Fix challenge pack. And a very small amount actually finished it. The biggest concern and thing that I heard from people is it was just overwhelming. So I thought I'd make this video of kind of to help you either get restarted if you purchased it and didn't finish it, or were not happy with your results you got because the meal plan was so complicated, which it shouldn't be, because this was made to simplify your life. So I thought I would go over some tips, kind of what you could expect and what where to find things, because I remember when I started P90X, I got it. I excitedly put the first disc in the sleeve, the way they came in order, into the DVD player and sat there and was like, what? And then I was like, I didn't think I needed a pull-up bar at this point. And then literally at that same time, my coach texted me, was like, did you get your package? I said, yeah, I'm doing my first workout now. And she's like, well, what do you think? I was like, I don't think I can do this. And she's like, well, which program are you doing? The lean, or the doubles, or, what are you doing? I said, I have no clue what you're talking about. And then that was her first clue and my first clue that I didn't read the book. This is a whole life change. This is your whole life that's ahead of you for health and fitness and weight loss goals that need to be met, because if you didn't have them, you wouldn't be here watching this. You wouldn't have purchased a 21 Day Fix. So the best thing is to make sure that, number one, you know what you're getting into. You know what the program is about. This is just like dating somebody or marrying somebody. You're not just going to jump right in with a stranger. You want to get to know them. You want to know if it's going to work for you. So the best thing to do is to actually open things up and read it. Take the time. If you don't take the time to understand, if you don't take the time to, figure it out, then you're not going to have great results. And, so then you can't blame it on the program. You just have to make sure that you're, educated and you know what you're getting into. So first of all, when you first get your program, you're going to get this, which is all 8 workouts that are anywhere from there's a 10-minute ab workout, but the rest of them are 30 minutes, and they come in here, 2 discs. Then you're going to get this little bundle right here of the 7 color-coded portion control containers. You're also going to get this bonus disc, which is you can just throw it in anywhere. You can use it afterwards. It's the 21 Day Fix Plyo workout. You're going to get a shaker cup. This is so you can either shake your Shakeology up every day, or if you blend it, you can pour it in and transport it. And then on top of it, you're going to get this book right here, which is the whole eating plan. This is really important to read. There's so many people who don't read it. This is very important to read. Then there's these little loose pamphlets, and a lot of people skip this too because they just think it's, you know, just advertisement, or I don't know. The first one that's very important is this one right here. It's to start here. And then we have, you know, some of these. This tells you about the free t-shirt. Turn in your results. That way you get a free t-shirt that you earned saying that you completed it. You're also entered into the Beachbody Challenge contest. We have somebody that just won $500. I know the person who won in 2012 $100,000. You know, don't think that this couldn't happen to you. We've had several people on my team, TSD, that have won, you know, $500 to $1,000. So this is big. And then this is one is the 3-day quick fix. This is what you're going to do at the end. So anyways, let's go over all this. That way you kind of have an understanding of where to go first once you open up your package. So you're going to want to open up the start here. The first one is going to tell you the schedule you follow, because there's so many people out there who say, well, I don't know what workout I'm supposed to do, and they just pop the disc in and think you're going to do that. No, you're going to want to follow this schedule. Maybe take a copy, write it down in your calendar. The best thing to do is actually pencil in your workouts on the day and the time that you're going to do it. That way you schedule it like it is an important appointment, something that is urgent, something that cannot be rescheduled. Don't just think that, oh, I'm going to fit this in whenever I feel like it, because obviously your mind's going to play, you know, games in your head until you're going to come up with every reason why you shouldn't or couldn't, and, you know, the excuse monster is just going to take over. And then we all know, especially if you're a parent, especially if you have a demanding job, that things come up. So the best time is, you know, maybe first thing in the morning, or, you know, just schedule it in and make this part of your routine, just like dinner, just like, you know, certain things that you do, brushing your teeth. It becomes a habit. So you're going to follow the same schedule week 1 through 2. You're going to do a 30-minute workout at whatever time. The last week, the third week, so day 15 through 21, you're going to do 2 workouts, and it's going to tell you what to do here. There's so many people out there who have programs who, you know, think that they need to do it this way or that way. These programs, whether it's 21-day fix or a Beachbody program, were designed by trainers. The meal plans were designed by nutritionists. These people are professionals. This has been tested by tons of people. Follow the program. Follow the schedule. Trust it. Trust it. Because if you deviate, we can't guarantee the results. Follow it. This is 21 days. This is, you know, really peanuts compared to the grand scheme of time. So then if you want to know what each workout is, then you can read the short little description. I, you know, really consider, you know, the best thing for people to do is watch the videos. Take a look at them. Just kind of know what you're getting into. So anyways, read that. Then on the very back, you're going to see a transformation tracker. This is where you're going to track your before weight and before measurements. It doesn't come with a measuring tape. I'm sorry. You can go get one of these little measuring tapes like this and take your measurements. To me, the measurements are the biggest, most single important thing, because, you know, your weight can fluctuate up and down, depending on what you eat, depending on, you know, if your muscles are sore and they're retaining fluid. So the measurements are more important because, you know, I've looked at what my weight is and my height is compared to somebody else, and some of them wear a larger size clothing or a smaller size clothing. You know, everybody's proportioned differently. So the measurements are the most important thing, as well as pictures. And to, you know, go on the whole picture thing, there's so many people who take, you know, pictures and they crop their head out. If you have a picture you're going to submit for the Beachbody Challenge contest, which you should, and if you want your free t-shirt, you actually have to have your face to make sure that it's you. So make sure that you have somebody do it. You know, the first time I did a Beachbody, you know, program, I had my, well, at the time, 11-year-old daughter do it. Now I have my husband do it. Use your webcam. Use a timer app on your phone if you don't have anybody to do it. But take them from the front, both sides, and from the back. Make sure you do that full body so that we can see that it's you. Because you may think that you're not going to have an after picture. You may not want to show anybody. And you don't have to show me or your coach or anybody in the group it. But it's very important because you're going to want to see side by side on day 1 and day 21 the changes. You're going to want to look at the measurements because a lot of people lose more inches than weight. It just depends. But both are very important. So track it down on here. If you want to know where you measure, then I always do like right around here on my arm. And then I do right across my bust for my chest. And then the best part to do is right around your belly button right here. And then around your hips. and then right around the biggest part of your thighs. Having somebody measure for you really does help. That way you can make sure it's in the same spot. Wear the same clothes, the same shorts, the same shirt for your before and after. So anyways, those are my suggestions on that. Okay, so then we're going to go through the containers. You have the purple, which is for fruits, the green, which is for vegetables, the reds, which are for proteins or meat, yellow is for carbs, and then we have the blue and the orange, and it's basically your healthy fats. We'll go over the list of that. So that's what you're going to do. You may want to make a little sheet and write it down. You may want to use the note section in your phone, whatever it is that you're using. You can go to teambeachbody.com and print off like a little tracker where you can use to check off to make sure that you get all of, the servings for each, container you have. For me, it took me about 7 or 8 days of doing this and writing it down to get it. Once once it becomes a habit, once you do this every day, you're going to remember how many greens you have, how many reds you have, how many blues and whatnot. Okay, so once you have kind of looked over that, one of the other steps you're going to want to do, and it doesn't necessarily have to be in this order, but all of these things probably need to be done before you start if you kind of want to know what you're getting into and what to expect. Okay, so on page 4, this is where you're going to calculate how many calories you need to stay, what range you need to stay in. And it's different for everybody. And remember, whenever you're doing this, if you have been somebody who had a hard time getting the right amount of calories, don't stuff yourself to the point where you're going to throw up. This isn't an eating contest. This is something that is going to be something that's done over the course of time. You are not going to be perfect with anything when you start. This, like I tell everyone, is start changing your eating habits while you're waiting for your package to come in. If you're in my group, there's a meal plan in there that I created to kind of help get you a jump start so that your body kind of starts detoxing. So you can wrap your head around the fact that you're making all these changes, and then you're kind of bracing yourself. I did that before I started P90X. I had about 6 days to start mentally preparing myself, kind of, phasing out the crap food. And it definitely helped. It made it easier to, go into this. And, like I told some people, the first round of 21 Day Fix, meaning that this isn't just a fad you do for 21 days and then go back to eating garbage. This is something that you embrace and you work on improving your relationship with food and getting better every day. So, use the first round as practice. While you're getting familiar with the workouts, while you're making these changes, while you're just trying out Shakeology, plan on doing a couple rounds of this. I mean, I've seen the transformations of people who've done 10 rounds, which is literally 6.5 months. Not really that long. And they lost 100 pounds. I mean, obviously, if you're, only 150 pounds, 100 pounds is probably not, you don't want to lose that. You'd be dead. So, anyways, you're going to want to calculate your calorie level. So on page 4, if you have your book open it up. You're going to take what you weigh now, today, the day that you're, right before you're starting, take that number and multiply it by 11. Then you're going to take that number and add 400. Then that's what your calorie needs need to be. Then you're going to do the deficit. This is going to help you lose weight, and you're going to subtract 750. This is going to be your target, calorie level that you need to be in. For me, whenever I, did this in March, I calculated my, calorie level the same way you did. If you turn to page, let's see what page it is. You turn to page 18. This is going to give you all the calorie levels. For me, I fell in the first, little calorie bracket, which was 1,200 to 1,500 calories. On this plan, for me, it may be different for you, I am to consume 3 servings of vegetables, which are the green containers, 2 servings of purple, which is the vegetables, 4 servings of protein, which is the red container, 2 servings of carbs, which is yellow, 1 of the blue and 1 of the orange, which are basically the healthy fats, and 2 of the teaspoons, which is also a healthy fat. So, okay, so we got that down. You need to write that number down. You need to keep track of how many containers you have for each color. This is going to be important. You're going to need to do this. Well, now if you flip over, you're going to go to page 25. This is the whole list of approved foods for the vegetables. Please take note that lettuce is approved food, but not iceberg. People ask me all the time, why not iceberg? This is because iceberg lettuce has no nutritional value. So that's the answer to that question. The next page is all the approved foods for the fruits. Side note, if you're going to eat any of the purple containers, which is fruit, eat it before 5. It turns to sugar, so have it earlier in the day. That's a part that a lot of people miss because they don't read the book. The next page is the red container. This is all of the proteins. There are tons of different meats to choose from. The next one is the yellow container. These are approved carbs. You're going to want to make sure that you lean towards whole grains. So that means stay away from the pasta that's not 100% whole wheat, not just the ones that say whole wheat. Read your ingredients. 100% pasta. So there's a lot of things in here. You're not going to want to eat regular potatoes. Sweet potatoes are an alternative. But there's a huge list. Same thing with carbs as with the purple container, the fruits. Eat before 5 o'clock. The blue container, these are the healthy fats. There's things from, different nuts to nuts and cheese and avocados. And then the orange container is the same thing, healthy fats. And you have the choice of, picking between salad dressings and also different seeds. The teaspoons, and for my plan it was 2 teaspoons. You can see here, they have, you have olive oil, coconut oil, flaxseed oil, walnut oil, pumpkin seed oil, things like peanut butter, almond butter, cashew butter. So then that gives you these options. The free foods are on the next page. This is water, different condiments, such as, vinegar, mustard, garlic, hot sauce. And then you're going to want to make sure you drink water. There are, so many, additives and sugars and, juices and sodas that you're going to want to do this. This is the kind of thing that if you have been like a soda junkie, you might want to start phasing out before you start this so that you don't end up with this monstrous headache and the, caffeine withdrawals and the sugar withdrawals while you're trying to work out and you feel like crap because you're not going to want to work out. So, start making these adjustments. Okay, so here is the fun part on page 38 and 39. This is where you get to substitute some containers. Right here, 3 times a week, you can replace one of your yellow container portions for milk, almond milk, fruit juices, rice milk, and here's the best part, wine. If you love wine, here you go. So this is about moderation. This is about portion control. And we try not to have you feel deprived, because we want you to stay on this. We want you to have the results. We want you to feel better, look better, be at your highest fitness level than you ever have. So, if you just can't go without wine, here you go. If you have a problem with, letting go of the alcohol, which I realized before I started the PIO test group, was that my biggest concern was, oh my God, I'm not going to be able to have beer because I want these results for 60 days. And that kind of clued me in that, maybe you're a little too dependent on that, Mindy. And, I'm on day 15 now with, no beer. And I've survived and I've had the best results ever. I've stayed on track with my workouts, with my eating. So, sometimes you have to take a look back, step back and look and see if, your alcohol consumption, it has a lot to do with, you're feeling tired, eating bad because you feel tired, then eating bad and then missing your workouts and not getting results. I'm not trying to call you out, but you have to be honest with yourself. And then for the people who love chocolate, they have these treats here. The same thing is, in addition to, substituting one of your yellow containers for one of the drinks here, including wine, you can also do it with one of these different treats. They give you this, list of, these different cookies, these protein bars, and there's recipes in the back for that, chocolate chips or dark chocolate, and you can use the orange container for some of these or the yellow. So the thing is, you don't want to go slam down a king-size Hershey's bar, but you can still have some chocolate. It's all about moderation. If you're one of those people who, if you take a bite, you have to eat, if you eat a little piece of brownie and then you eat the whole pan, probably you may want to not deviate from the meal plan and indulge in these, because this could just send you into a frenzy of, binge eating and eating things you're not supposed to. So if you go to page 42, this starts, a list of, seasoning mixes, which I use to season my chicken, to, season the different proteins. And then, there's a recipe for stir fry, different meat, fish, and then, in the back, which is really great because, when I did the 21-day fix, we went on a 12-day road trip to Oregon. The first, few days there, I had prepared food from home and I could bring it. And then we stayed at my husband's mom's house. And so I was able to cook there. The rest of the time we were on the road, just, from hotel to hotel. And so it made it hard. So here, there's so many people out there who say they're busy. They don't like to cook. They don't know how to cook. They're alone, whatever it is. And they, or even on the road like us for travel or vacation, and they want to stick to their goals. So, on page 71, they give you a list of all these foods that are approved for the 21-day fix when you're eating out. And then they give you a sample meal plan, which is on page 73. So anyways, I hope all this kind of helps you kind of know what pages you need to go to, things that are very important. And, when you do start your workout, start posting in the group that you're in. There is a huge amount of support and accountability, encouragement that you get from being in these groups. This isn't somewhere where we're competing. Like I said in a video I made the other day, I've been running challenge groups for, 2 years now, and, hundreds, one of my groups, the first one I started, which is just, an in general support group, has, almost 550 people in there. Not once, I promise you, have I seen anybody lash out at each other or, share information that wasn't, supposed to be shared or, mistreated anybody. This is about support. Everybody who's purchased 21-day fix has pretty much a similar goals. Everybody's just as scared, as overwhelmed, and is wanting the results just as bad as you. If you have a problem comparing yourself to somebody, don't, because everybody's journey is different. Everybody's bodies are different. Everybody, the level of energy they put into it, the level of commitment, that they do is totally different. But these are here so that we can help you, so that we can answer your questions. Whether it's something that you're excited that you're able to fit in a pair of jeans you haven't been able to fit in for, 2 or 3 years. If you're able to put on your wedding rings that you haven't been able to put on since you gave birth to your child. If you're able to, do a push-up on your toes instead of on your knees, whatever it is. Or if you don't understand, why you're still doing modifications on week 3, or, you don't understand a certain move. Whatever it is, ask in the group, because this is where you're going to get support. This is the point of joining Team Beachbody, is having support. You don't have to do this alone. You don't have to, struggle on your own. You don't have to celebrate your victories on your own. This is about being together. This is a huge community. This is a support network, and this is what we're here for. So when you start your first workout, let us know what you did. Let us know how you feel. Post in there. You're encouraging yourself. You're keeping yourself on track, and you're helping other people. If you haven't worked out in a while, or if you've never worked out, make sure you follow Kat, who's doing the modifications. I have so many people who start these Beachbody programs, and they're trying to keep up with the trainer. There is absolutely no reason you have to, and you're not expected to, and you shouldn't expect yourself to. You're just starting out. So follow Kat on the modifications. Do the best that you can. Pay attention to the moves. Pay attention that you're not just going through the motions and flinging your arms, but you're actually doing what Autumn is saying to doing. Their form's right. This is a way to make sure that you're engaging all of your muscles, that you're doing it properly so you don't injure yourself, and so that you're getting the maximum benefits. And then you'll find from week to week, if you actually stick to the meal plan and have the energy to go through the workouts and go through, from the beginning till the very end of the 30-minute workout, you're going to see improvements from week to week. And like I said, plan the first round being kind of a test run. Give it all you have, and then do another round when you're familiar with the workouts, when you are feeling better because you've been eating correctly for 21 days prior. So anyways, let us know, and then when you do get your transformation, let everybody in the group know, and then be sure to turn in your results. Get that t-shirt, post a picture, tag whoever your coach is, because we're all going to cheer you on, and we're so proud that you finish it. If you have the program and you kind of fizzled out, then recommit to starting again. There's people every Monday in my group that are starting, so you're going to have that support. But focus on this. Focus on your goals. Share what you're doing with people to make it easier, not just in the group, but outside, in your friend circle, in your family, because this is big. With exercise and reaching goals comes major things in your life that you don't even have a clue that you're missing out on. So anyways, we want to see your results. We want to help you. So keep up the hard work and stay focused on your goals.